Imagine the scene: space agencies around the world, on high alert. An object coming from nowhere, from a place far, far away, crosses the boundary of our planetary system. It wasn't an ordinary comet, it wasn't a typical asteroid. So what was it? The question that haunted scientists, and especially a renowned Harvard astronomer, Dr. Abraham Avi Loeb, was just one. Was this the first time something made by an extraterrestrial intelligence had come so close to Earth? 4 weeks, the world watched, the data poured in, and the most shocking speculations gained momentum. What NASA and other space powers had to say was, at first, a relief. But if you think the story ended there, brace yourself, because the official solution is even stranger than the original hypothesis. This mysterious visitor, later named 3I/Atlas, suddenly appeared in July, capturing global attention precisely because it didn't fit with anything we'd seen before. Unlike comets, it lacked the familiar flowing tail of dust and gas. Its trajectory, far from a predictable path, seemed calculated, almost as if it were making an intentional maneuver between planets. This raised eyebrows among experts across the globe, realizing something was different, something that didn't fit the known models for interstellar objects. The initial silence from major agencies only deepened the mystery, creating a brew of anticipation and even a certain dread about the true nature of this intruder. Was it a visit from a mutant asteroid, or something much more daring? It was in this climate of uncertainty that Dr. Avi Loeb, one of Harvard's brightest minds and leader of Project Galileo, dropped the bombshell. Instead of simply dismissing the idea of something artificial, he embraced it with data. Loeb argued that, given the object's lack of a tail, shape, and peculiar trajectory, the hypothesis of it being a natural comet became untenable. In his blogs and interviews, he emphasized, "This is no ordinary comet. Think about its characteristics. What if it's a technological artifact with active intelligence?" He suggested, bluntly and calculatingly, that the object could be an alien probe, perhaps a technological relic from a distant civilization observing us. The idea sounded like something out of a movie, but coming from a scientist of his caliber, it transformed scientific curiosity into a mix of hope and palpable fear. Loeb's theory wasn't confined to academic circles. It exploded. The planet was divided between fervent skeptics and those who, secretly or openly, found themselves gazing at the night sky with new hope or new fear. Imagine humanity facing the biggest question of its existence. We are not alone, and the proof may be coming right now, passing right by us. The internet buzzed with discussions, podcasts explored every facet of the hypothesis, and millions of people wondered what this would mean for the future of Earth, our science, religion, and place in the universe. It was a generation-defining moment, where the discovery could rewrite every history book ever. The excitement was so intense that NASA's final decision was awaited with almost unbearable anticipation. Then the news finally came. The National Aeronautics and Space Administration, the famous NASA, along with other major agencies, declared the official verdict. The object was, in fact, a comet. Yes, a comet. It was named 3I/Atlas. This confirmation sought to reassure everyone, calm spirits, and disarm the most radical theories, especially Loeb's. The message was clear: no alien spacecraft here, just another piece of space rock making its millennial journey. For many, it was a sigh of relief. Life could return to normal, and the mystery was, theoretically, solved. However, for those who closely followed every peculiarity of this object, the explanation seemed almost too simple for such an extraordinary visit. After all, the anomalies were still there, persisting in the data. Because, if it's just a comet, as NASA claimed, why does 3I/Atlas have such unusual peculiarities that no other comet ever recorded has shown? This creature isn't small. It's an impressive 5.6 kilometers wide, more than 5 times the size of comes we call large. Its speed is also frightening, reaching 209,000 kilometers per hour, a tear in space that defies comprehension. But the icing on the cake, what truly challenged the idea of a common comet, was the absence of a striking tail. It exhibited a sort of anti-tail, an extremely rare phenomenon, almost as if it were hiding its true form or purpose. These characteristics, despite the official declaration, still left many wondering, showing that even solved, the 3I/Atlas case still held incredible secrets. Despite experts like NASA's Tom Statler assuring that 3I/Atlas poses no risk to Earth, and asserting that its unusual properties are just that unusual, the shadow of questions lingered. How could an object so gigantic, so fast, and with a structure so unlike anything we know be so readily classified? Was the comet explanation a more comfortable way to deal with the unknown, especially one so vehemently identified as artificial? The speed with which NASA debunked the object raised important debates about the caution and even fear of major powers in entertaining the possibility of extraterrestrial contact, even in the face of intriguing scientific evidence. It was almost as if the world wasn't ready to hear another answer. And the story of this mysterious comet isn't over. More recent records show that 3I/Atlas continues on its trajectory, making a close pass by Mars in October, before finally heading to its closest point to the Sun. There, under intense solar radiation, it is beginning to shed its ice, gases, and dust, finally developing a more characteristic tail of a comet. Almost as if, in its farewell to our solar system, it was transforming into what official agencies had said it was from the beginning. It will pass about 210 million kilometers from Earth, too far to be seen with the naked eye, silently disappearing from our sight, but leaving behind an avalanche of unanswered questions about its true nature and what it truly represents. So, what NASA called a final decision may have closed a chapter for official science, but it opened a universe of possibilities and doubts for curious minds around the world. Could it be that, even without confirmation of an alien spacecraft, the truth about 3I/Atlas still hides something more shocking than we imagine? Something the data doesn't say, or that we'd rather not interpret. Is the universe constantly sending us signals that our technology, or our understanding, can't yet fully decipher? Doesn't the idea of a comet, that acts so differently and raises so many questions, make us wonder if we're missing something gigantic right under our noses? I'd love to hear your thoughts on all this. Did this story catch you by surprise? Do you believe that 3I/Atlas was really just a comet, or does Professor Loeb's theory convince you more? Share your opinion in the comments below. Have you heard of anything similar, or do you have a bizarre theory about what this object could be? Let us know. And if you like this video, don't forget to like it, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss anything, and hit the notification bell to be notified of the next shocking and revealing videos we'll bring you every day. See you next time.